Hi everybody and welcome to I Fucking Love Whiskey. I'm Andrew Pierce and I'm here as always with my co-host, Joseph Limbaugh.
Hello!
Hi! And Whiskey.
And whiskey. And that's it. That's everyone here.
That's everyone. No, wait! We have a special guest here today. We have Ash Minnick! Woo!
Internet's Ash Minnick.
Yeah, the internet owns me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah.
That's what happens. Mm-hmm. Hey, today I've titled this one Brooke Laddy. Ooh. Look at the clever spelling of that.
Oh.
I'm delightful. And basically we're going to go to the Brooke Laddy distillery. We're going to taste the samples of their wares. Now, where is the Brooke Laddy distillery, I ask? Joseph?
Oh, okay, so we're down here.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Just almost right at your finger.
Which a lot of people, I think when they first encounter Islay, they mispronounce it frequently.
Yes.
It's not Islay.
It's not Islay.
Yeah, it's Islay.
Islay.
Yeah.
As in, I love Islay.
Yeah, and it's where Lafroig comes from.
But today is Brooke Laddy.
Today's Brooke Laddy.
Today's Brooke Laddy, all the way through. We've got 4 examples of what they make, and why don't we get started with this Bere Barley release here. 2009 Bere Barley release.
So the Brooke Laddy is from Islay.
Islay, yeah.
Islay. Dang it!
So quickly.
See?
We just talked about it. So does that mean it has the same peaty taste as Lafroig?
No.
No! Teach me.
Yeah, so the Brooke Laddy makes an unpeated variety. So the first 2 we're having are Brooke Laddy. They put it out under that label. It's not peated. They make a Port Charlotte, which is heavily peated, but it's a different kind of peat. It comes from a different part of the island, so it tastes different. Okay. And then we're going to have Octomore, which is one of the most highly peated whiskeys that there is.
But usually whiskeys from Islay.
Yep.
Super self-conscious.
You totally get it. Just think I love Islay. Yeah.
Are peated.
A lot of them are, yes.
Okay.
The most peated ones there. The ones that taste like campfire.
Because they have to smoke the barley, and the only thing to burn there is peat, right? That's
yeah.
And they don't have connection with the outside world, so they just have to use what's there.
Traditionally, though.
Traditionally is what they use.
Oh,
and they just keep doing it for the flavor. They could use natural gas, they could,
But it turns out it tastes good.
People like it.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps you'll like this one a little bit better then. This is an unpeated Islay single malt whiskey. It is 50% alcohol. It's Bere Barley 2009 release. Wayland and Watersfield, Richmond via Quarter Spain and Northfield Farms on Orkney. So Orkney is the northernmost, no it's not, Shetland's the northernmost. It's a very northern island of Scotland. And it's kind of like windswept, and it's not a really great place to grow stuff. So the Bere Barley is a tough, rugged barley.
But it's a really great place to shoot the covers of romance novels.
Oh yeah. The windswept fields and the cliffs. Oh yeah.
Which song is this? What are you saying?
That's the romance novel song.
I think so.
Oh. I feel, because it is the top of the show, I feel I should also point out that I don't like whiskey. And so I'm just here. And so I look at this as you guys trying to convince me that it's worth drinking, I guess.
We don't
like whiskey either.
Yeah, we
fucking love it. No.
Yes.
I know. I don't. I fucking don't like it.
Well, I mean, we do like to have a range of people. And it's nice sometimes to have a differing opinion.
Right, I think I gave you a little bit of a light pour there.
You did? Is it because I spoke so poorly?
Yes, the whiskey is shy of you now and it won't come out.
She won't like me.
The first pour is sometimes sticky with the ball bearing.
I will say, I know you guys have talked about this on your show before.
Yeah.
But I love these.
They're so cute, aren't they?
Where you just, it's not that Andrew is some magician who knows exactly what half an ounce is.
What? Yes, I am. No, don't listen.
It's this cool technology that's just that's all you need.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
It's the technology of ball bearings. 2 ball bearings in this little pour.
Do they make them bigger than half an ounce? Can you get a pour that's like a full ounce?
Yeah, you can get full ounce. You get 5/8 of an ounce. There's all sorts of varieties. Look on the internet. You can get it.
I fucking love ball bearings. Then.
That's a different show.
Different show.
Different show.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not peated, so it won't be smoky.
Oh, but my glass says peat and meatin'.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Okay. So what am I looking for here?
Well, you want to experience it, so you're looking in the nose, trying to see.
Smelling nose.
What do you get?
Smelling the nose, looking at the color.
Okay.
It's quite a light color, but not super light. There's a little bit of color to it.
Okay. Smells a bit like whiskey.
Oh yeah. There's that. That's an overriding note, but there's like some sweet kind of honey, honeysuckle in there.
You see that?
It starts to maybe appear.
Yeah, there's like a nice like flower smell, definitely. I like honeysuckle.
I'll imagine honeysuckle when I try it. I like honeysuckle. I grew up in. They have that everywhere, right? Like I grew up in the South, so it was like everywhere. But they have it outside of the South.
Oh yeah, no, we used to get it like in Portland, Oregon. We would pluck the flowers and suck them out. Yeah, that's exactly. It's that sort of light, almost flavorless sweetness that I'm smelling. So I think that's a good description. Although there is some other stuff going on under there. It's pretty tight though. I don't know if
Oh, are you supposed to? I'm just swishing it because I drink wine.
You can.
Are you supposed to
look
do
at the
that?
legs? Yeah.
So okay, yeah. So that's a question. So like with wine, the legs, how thick they are and how quickly they go down tells you how sweet it is. Is that similar with whiskey or?
I haven't found that. I mean,
So what
there's
are you
something
looking for when you
about.
look
So
at this?
I looked it up because Becca asked this on the first episode, and I was like, I don't know. I've never thought about the legs at all.
So me and Becca are here to ask questions.
That's right. So I looked it up, and a lot of it just says that it's basically dependent on the alcohol percentage. And the
Okay.
higher the alcohol, the more legs you're going to get. As the alcohol evaporates, the water is left remaining on the side of the glass, and it's the water that then surface tensions together and starts drooping down.
Because that's what I understood from wine too, is that had to do with how like the alcohol content of the wine is what I've heard. So
Yeah, I was told it was about the sweet.
the sugar.
I mean, it may be, but I couldn't find any definitive.
Sugar, alcohol, sugar. That's
That's I'm getting almost a medicinal taste to this.
what emotions are you feeling as you drink it?
Oh,
This is interesting. Like there's what is that? Like almost mint, I want to say. Am I crazy?
no.
So that's the emotion you're getting is crazy.
Oh, the emotion. Well, the emotion is usually what I usually do is I build a house inside of the glass.
Yeah.
And I built, and so this is
Based on how he feels about it.
Yeah, based on how I feel about it, is the magical house that if I was to go climb inside the glass right now and build a house, what would it be like? This house is in a small village. There's a modern English village, I think, not an ancient village. It is not like, it's still kind of like, a small village and rural, everyone's friendly. But yeah, it's a small house with neighbors. This is the first time I've ever built a house, I think, in the Scotch that is
It's in a town.
in a
Do
town.
you do this every episode? You build houses in your Scotch?
Yes, he does.
No.
That's how
Okay.
I-
All right. Cool.
That's
I'm
how
gonna build something.
Yeah,
I don't know that it's a house.
Right.
But am I
You
crazy
gotta pick your
that
own
there's-
thing.
That there's mint in that, or is that?
No, you're
could
crazy.
be.
You're a crazy person. There's no mint. It's whiskey.
No, I think there's
It's got
a spice, a little bite.
Yeah, it's such an interesting taste. It does have there's a spice to it.
There's a little bite.
Yeah.
All right. I'm building a sawmill.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's like in the woods,
Yeah.
and there's like a lot of really hardworking folks in
Okay.
that mill.
Yep.
Very like you can smell the wood when you go in.
Oh yeah. No, there's definitely some pine in here, but I have like maybe a bit of cinnamon too.
Also, it's cold in the mill. Like heating does not work.
No.
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 Yeah.
Eventually the saws get going and it warms up in there just from the machinery. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so different.
But there's this feeling among the workers that it's
Ah.
like it's that they're stronger and better because they work in this like old cold sawmill. So they're like, yeah, we're like this and we're cool because of it.
They're carrying on the tradition, much like the
Yeah.
peat on a lot of the Islay whiskeys. Oh, well, I am going to do science on this because I agree
Ooh.
with Joseph. It's a little tight, and a little drop of water can open it up a bit if you want.
We sometimes don't do science. I'll try it too, because this is really interesting and I want to see what happens.
So putting water in is doing science.
yeah, that's what we call it.
We call it.
This
Unlike-
is unlike my brother.
Your brother means something different when he
When
says
he
science.
does science, it is marijuana.
Oh,
But he's in Denver, so it's legal.
okay.
It's legal.
Alright.
It's legal here.
Right,
don't
but
know.
not everyone's here.
Yeah, this doesn't really do much for the nose. Kind of deadens it.
What
so
was it
funny.
supposed to do?
Well, often it pushes the alcohol molecules apart and lets more of the aroma more of the
Social distancing.
Yes, it's socially distanced.
Chemical distancing.
Yeah, so the nose, it's not really opening up much to me.
At first, I was like, no, but then I was like, it does give it a little, it widens out the finish a bit.
Yeah,
like,
that mint bite is now more like something meringue or.
yeah, it's like a log flue of meringue. Like you come down the thing, and it's like a log flue of meringue.
I'm getting two very different notes right now, where there's this like smoothness on top, but there's still this bite at the back of it that like hits the back of my throat. That's sort of like, yeah, come on in.
That's funny.
That's right.
That's funny. A lot of scotches are alternating like violence and friendship. Like, because some of them go like, ha, and then they're like, but let me hug you after. Like, so I love that. Yeah. That's a great way to characterize it. Yeah, it really just kills the nose, but
That nose had it coming.
It had it coming.
I do think I like it better without water.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really do much for the flavor, so I think I like it better without water.
You don't like it.
Well, you put like even more water in it.
I put 2 drops in because at the
Okay.
time I had twice as much scotch left in my glass as
I
y'all
see.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you guys are just chugging this down. And I was building a log saw.
Yeah, so
I was going to say a log cabin, but it wasn't a log cabin.
No.
It's a very open building, honestly.
it was pre-building a log
Imagine.
cabin. You need the sawmill to fell
Yeah,
the logs.
and the logs are very, like, they're not dried out. They cut them moist. It's a terrible idea.
That's a very bad idea.
Yeah, that's not what I
But they're hardcore.
It's a great sawmill.
So, are you any closer to liking whiskey after this? I'm going to ask you after all of them.
Okay, no.
Okay.
Not after this one, no. I'm not saying it's bad as far as whiskey goes.
Right.
I'm saying it hasn't.
It's still
Hasn't
whiskey.
given.
It's still whiskey.
Fair enough. And I'm going to go, this is going to be crazy, but I don't think this is my favorite whiskey I've ever had. I really like it, but...
I can edit that so you say you did like it.
Is this your favorite whiskey?
No.
Well, then.
It delights Andrew because every whiskey I taste, I generally say, this is my favorite whiskey.
Oh, I see.
But I've had enough whiskeys now that I feel like now there's a little bit more variation on
You
that.
kind of
Yeah.
know where
Now
you're
it's
at.
like something has to do something. Like, this is definitely special. It's
very
unique.
nice. Very nice.
I
But
still-
it's not my favorite.
I still haven't
It's
gotten
great.
to the point where
It's
I
really
can
good.
like necessarily tell the difference between whiskeys. Like I'm sure once I'll be like, oh, this is different than the one I just had.
Yes.
But like I couldn't like
I think you're going to notice a...
be at a bar and be like, oh, that's peaty. I don't know.
Yeah.